Picture this. A machine can paint a masterpiece. It can compose a symphony. It can write a love letter that would make Shakespeare blush. It can do your homework in the time it takes you to complain about having homework. This isn't a scene from a sci-fi movie anymore. It's happening right now, today, on December 12th, 2025. If AI can make anything, what does it actually mean to think? Let's be honest about what many classrooms look like, even today. A teacher at the front dispensing facts. Students diligently copying notes. They memorize dates for a history test. They cram formulas for a math quiz. It was an industrial model for an industrial age. It prepared people for jobs that required them to follow instructions, to repeat processes. Knowledge was a finite resource, kept in heavy books and wise heads. But that world is gone. It has evaporated. Now, a student with a smartphone can access a tool that makes that entire model look like a horse and buggy parked next to a spaceship. Ask an AI to summarize the causes of World War I, and it spits out a neat, bulleted list in 3 seconds. Ask it to solve a complex calculus problem, and it shows you the steps and the answer before you can even find your calculator. It can draft a lab report. It can write a poem. It can create a business plan. The core function of the old classroom, the transfer of facts from teacher to student, has been outsourced to a machine. This isn't a small crack in the foundation, it's a sinkhole opening up right under the principal's office. We are still grading students on their ability to perform tasks that an algorithm can now do faster, more efficiently, and often with better grammar. Continuing down this path is not just outdated, it is actively irresponsible. We are giving them a toolbox filled with hammers and sickles. They are about to enter a world that runs on quantum computers and neural networks. While our schools are busy testing for recall, the world outside is demanding judgment. It's demanding creativity. It's demanding collaboration. It's demanding the ability to navigate ambiguity. An AI can give you the perfect answer based on the data it was trained on, but it can't tell you if the question itself is stupid, if the data is biased, or if the perfect answer is ethically bankrupt. Those are human jobs, and right now, we are failing to teach our kids how to do them. Now, it's easy to point the finger at the new kid in the room. It's easy to say AI is the problem. It's making kids lazy. It's killing critical thinking. But let's be real. That's like blaming the calculator for the fact that you never understood long division in the first place. AI didn't kill critical thinking. We just never made it the main event. For decades, our school system has treated critical thinking like a side dish, something you get to if you have time after you've served up the main course of memorization. The real problem isn't the technology. The problem is an educational philosophy that has overvalued the what and undervalued the why and the how. We teach students how to find the area of a rectangle, but we don't spend enough time asking them to design a community garden and figure out how much space they need. We teach them the names of the founding fathers, but we don't push them to debate whether those founders' ideals apply to our modern problems. We have been teaching students to be excellent search engines, and now we are shocked when a better search engine comes along and makes them look obsolete. This isn't about being anti-knowledge. Facts matter. You can't think critically about history if you don't know any history. But facts are the starting point, not the destination. They are the ingredients, not the meal. The real learning happens when you decide which facts are most important, when you judge competing ideas, when you spot a lie cleverly disguised as the truth. That is the gap in our system, and that gap has just been exposed as a dangerous vulnerability. The arrival of powerful AI is not a crisis. It is an incredible opportunity, an urgent wake-up call to prioritize the skills that are uniquely human. AI can process, it can calculate, it can generate, but it cannot exercise judgment. It cannot feel empathy. It cannot grapple with ethics. It's time to double down on teaching the things that machines can't do. And that starts with putting judgment at the very center of the classroom. So, if we stop drilling facts all day, what do we teach instead? In a world overflowing with information, every student must become a digital detective. They need to be taught as a reflex to ask, where did this come from? Who paid for it? Is this author a real person? Is this designed to inform me, or is it designed to infuriate me? This needs to be a daily habit, woven into every single subject. In science, analyze the funding behind a study on a new product. Simple moves. Check the About page, do a reverse image search, and always look for other credible sources that confirm it. Next on the list is bias spotting. Every piece of content has a point of view. Nothing is truly neutral. Students must be trained to see that slant. Teach them to ask, who benefits if I believe this? Whose voice is missing? Are words used to make me angry or scared? Turn it into a game. Challenge them to rewrite biased text from a neutral perspective and analyze how ads manipulate feelings. Then there's pattern recognition, the superpower to see the bigger picture. AI finds patterns in massive datasets, but humans ask whether a pattern actually matters. Is this a meaningful trend or just coincidence? Is correlation the same as causation? Give city weather data and ask them to visualize. Do they see a pattern? Is it getting warmer? Wetter? Give consumer data to predict the next product. Analyze school traffic to propose safer routes. These exercises move beyond facts and teach systems thinking and storytelling with data. In the age of AI, the quality of your answer is determined by the quality of your question. Prompt engineering. A vague, lazy question gets a vague, lazy answer. A sharp, specific, well-framed question gets a surprisingly powerful result. This skill turns AI from a cheating machine into a thinking partner. Run prompt workshops in every class. Explain quantum entanglement as if I were a 10-year-old who loves baseball. Have students compare outputs. Which is better? Why? Which shows bias? Which hallucinated a fake fact? See AI text as a rough draft. Refine. Fact-check. Be the master, not the servant. Empowered by AI, not replaced by it. So, how do teachers, who are already overworked and underpaid, make this massive shift? The good news, many of the best teachers are already doing this. Real education is about lighting a fire, not filling a pail. Move the classroom from lecture to conversation to debate to discovery. Design lessons that put the cognitive workload on students, forcing them to grapple with uncertainty and complexity. Less sage on the stage, more guide on the side. Use the Socratic method, ancient and more relevant than ever. Instead of giving answers, ask, what do you mean by that? What evidence do you have? What would someone who disagrees say? Make it okay to be unsure, to change your mind, to build an argument piece by piece. It's the antidote to the instant, confident, sometimes wrong answers of AI. Replace worksheets with big, messy, real-world challenges. Instead of a test on ecosystems, have students design and build a terrarium. Research, plan, troubleshoot. Instead of a paper on the civil rights movement, create a short documentary podcast featuring interviews with community elders. These projects resist AI shortcuts. They demand creativity, collaboration, and judgment at every step. If you only grade the final product, students chase the fastest route, often AI. Grade the process. Research notes, drafts and revisions, source lists, justification of credibility, in-class debate. This sends a clear message. The thinking is what we value, not just the final answer. Here's the part that should make every teacher breathe a sigh of relief. AI can handle time-consuming parts. Give a detailed prompt. Get a solid draft in seconds. Refine with professional judgment in minutes. Students can get instant, low-stakes feedback. Clarity checks, weak points, revision suggestions. So teachers focus on higher-level coaching. In a class with 30 students, there are 30 different learning levels. It's almost impossible for one teacher to meet every need. But an AI can help. Generate versions for advanced learners, on-level, and those needing extra support. Create vocabulary lists with examples, or practice quizzes on demand. Personalize learning at a scale never before possible. Every student challenged and supported. Use AI to accelerate planning, feedback, differentiation, and inquiry prompts. Teachers who use AI will outperform those who avoid it. Socratic questioning, debates, inquiry-based projects, simulations. AI amplifies, it doesn't replace the human craft. Stop teaching answers. Start teaching judgment. Free the human to do the human work. Mentoring, inspiring, guiding, deep thinking. We need to stop seeing AI as a threat and start seeing it as a tool that makes the job more manageable and more meaningful. The time for small talk is over. The time for pilot programs and endless committees is over. This moment demands bold, decisive, immediate action from everyone with a stake in our children's future. The world has fundamentally changed. Your duty is not to preserve the old system, but to courageously build the new one. This is not optional. This is not a drill. Our students' ability to navigate the future depends on the choices you make right now. First, redesign the curriculum. Tear out low-level recall. Replace with tasks that demand judgment. Every subject from math to PE, make media literacy and digital citizenship core, not an afterthought. Every graduate leaves with a highly tuned BS detector. Second, overhaul assessment. Measure what matters. Portfolios of real projects, oral defenses, simulations. Reward the thinking process. Third, invest in your teachers. Provide immediate, practical, ongoing PD. Teach AI as a planning assistant. Design AI-proof assignments. Pay for time to redesign, elevate, and share what works. This is our mission. It is clear. It is sharp. Stop teaching answers. Start teaching judgment. Redesign lessons. Reward thinking. Train your people. Change the tests. The future will be shaped by those who can think clearly, judge wisely, and create boldly in a world saturated with information. The machines can give us the answers. Our job is to teach our children which answers matter. Now let's get to work.